Adam here with Brooksaw Antiques. Today we have this 1961 Olympia SM7 vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. Made in Western Germany and one of the top typewriters of all time. Also known as the Mercedes-Benz of typewriters. And this is basically the same exact machine as an SM9 with a little bit different of a shell. And this one has a carriage shift instead of a basket shift or a segment shift like the SM9 has. SM9 is a little bit refined, but this is really nice. Very comparable to the SM9. Up top is the adjustable paper guide. This helps you guide the page in straight. I'm going to line that up with the edge of the platen, which is the main roller that feeds the paper. This is the left margin. I'm going to set that on 0 and the right one around 75. And this is the paper support arm that flips up from the back like a switchblade and extends to show the page gauge. This is the paper bale that sits on top. It's got 2 adjustable rollers and a scale. Once you hear the bell, you're near the end of the margin. Hit the line space, get you back to the beginning, and skips 1, 1.5, or 2 spaces. Right now we have it, I think, right down the middle at 1.5. It skips 3 half spaces. When you have it on double, it skips 4 half spaces. When you have it on single, it skips 2 half spaces. We're going to keep that on single for now and finish typing. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence in red on the next line. Switch from black to red. There's a switch on the right side. Flip that down to the red indicator. It prints the bottom portion of the ribbon, which is red. When you have it in the middle on the white indicator, it prints no ink at all. It just leaves a stencil for copying purposes. When you have it up top on the blue indicator, it prints the top portion of the ribbon, which is black. We're going to move that down for red. Beautiful, very powerful, smooth. And it's got unique typeface. Congress Pica number 83 prints 10 characters per inch. Just a little bit cleaner than your typical typewriter font. Really nice and easy to read. To pull the page out easy, there's a switch on the right side. Flip that forward, it unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easier. Load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page or else it won't load correctly. Forgot to show you the page gauge. So that basically just will warn you when you're getting close to the bottom of the page. As you feed it all the way through, there's a scale on there to tell you how many spaces you have left until the end of the page, and then it catches it. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to put the color back on black, shift on each side, a shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again. MR stands for margin release. When you get to the end of the margin, there's a mechanism that blocks you from printing. Hit that MR button. It does allow you to type past that all the way to the end. To the left of that is your carriage lock. You flip it up and move the carriage to the middle. It locks the carriage and the keys and the shift. To unlock it, just flip it down like that. Backspace on the right side, very smooth. Tab on the top right. Right now we have tabs set on 10 space intervals, so I'm just going to clear them all with this lever on the right side in one swoop. It's an all tab clear. So now we don't have any tabs, but I always like to set one somewhere in the middle so that way when you hit the tab button, it doesn't go slamming all the way to the end, causing wear and tear in your typewriter by hitting that set button on the right side of the space bar. And to clear that one specific tab, you just hit the clear button on the left side. So now we don't have any, but I'm going to set one again. Open the hood like a car hood. Actually pops all the way off, unlike the SM9 where it hinges on there. So this one is meant to come all the way off so you can access the spool area. All the brand new ribbon is loaded on the left, so it's pulling to the right clockwise. If you want to switch that direction manually, you just flip the side that you want it to go to towards the middle, and it'll pull to that side. It's meant to catch the eyelet at the end of the ribbon, which is a little metal piece. It'll catch on that and swap the direction automatically, so you don't have to go in there and do that unless you have a problem. And this is your touch control. Right now it's all the way back. There's a minus and a plus sign. The farther towards you go, the more tension there is when you hit the keys. You do have to hit the keys harder for them to print, but they respond faster. The less tension, the farther back, the less tension. Don't have to hit the keys as hard. This just hooks right back into these two. There we go. There's 2 little prongs, and then it snaps down into 2 springs in the front. Carriage release on both sides, and this is the line space retainer disable, or however you want to say that. It disables the line space retainer so you can get to an exact spot on the page. You let it go, you get the clicks. Each one of those clicks is a half of space. You can do that on this side too. If you pull it out, let it go, you get the clicks. And you could do it by pushing the line space selector all the way back. You just want to be careful when you do that because you will lose your line. If you're keeping track of lines, that's for getting in between lines. And that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy or my new website, brooksawantiques.com.